California Cooking. On today's episode, we are celebrating all the amazing food and drink that Italy has to offer. First, I'm learning how to make limoncello with the creator of the food blog, Ciao Ciao Bambina. Then I'm cooking up a white mushroom lasagna. And finally, Eric Spillman is taking us to a delicious spot that specializes in homemade pasta made in Bologna, Italy. One of the most popular drinks in Italy is limoncello, next to their amazing wine, of course, but the founder of a blog named Ciao Ciao Bambina says it is super easy to make, and you know what? It would make a great holiday gift. Take a look. Hi, Annie.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. This is, okay, your hair is the prettiest thing I have ever seen. This is coming from someone that, you know, I could curl my hair and 2 seconds later it's like, the curls. Tell me.
Curls forever. And I've got 3 kids and they all have the same curls.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. That's sweet.
It's so nice to talk to you because, you know, with Instagram now, it's so funny how you follow people, and I'm not even sure how I stumbled upon Ciao Ciao Bambina, which is you. But I love the pictures that you posted, and I always thought they looked so cozy and warm and inviting. For those who don't know about you, I guess you started a blog. The story I'm getting about you is you were an empty nester, and you were a teacher at one point, or in education, and you said, I want to do something creative, and food was that outlet for you. So tell me about it.
So I come from an Italian-American family, and growing up, our extended family lived about an hour away from us. And every Friday night, we'd pack up the car and we'd head up north, and we would stop and spend some time at both of the grandmother's house on the weekend. And, you know, it was those moments. It's my maternal grandmother's fried green peppers. It's paternal grandmother's lasagna that was just so perfectly cooked. The pasta was perfect, the gooey cheese, the wonderful sausage, mama's meatballs. I mean, it's the food that I grew up with. It's those cozy and comfortable, warm feelings that I'm just hoping to communicate through my writing and my photography on the flag. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, but it's just the kind of food you want to snuggle up and you want to feed your family. I think, like you said, and I'm sure, like the Italian Americans I know, food is love, right? That's how you show your love. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do something fun, and I've always heard about the process of making limoncello. And obviously it's a traditional, would it be like something you would drink after a meal, or when would limoncello be served?
I mean, it was born, I think, on the Amalfi Coast in places like Sorrento and Capri, but they serve it everywhere in Italy. It's a great after-dinner drink. When my husband and I were there for our 25th anniversary, you know, we would do the things. We'd eat all of that street food and have a lovely meal in the evening. It would not be unusual for us to have a nice glass of limoncello, just icy limoncello, served to meat at the end of the meal.
Is this something you do during the holidays, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it once a year, probably around Thanksgiving time. Very popular with friends and family at the holidays, and it's a nice sipper, but it's also something that you can mix to make a beautiful cocktail.
Okay, Annie, talk me through it.
So you start by getting nice organic lemons. For one batch calls for 7 lemons, and you're gonna basically take your vegetable peeler. It's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. And you're going to just peel it.
Yeah.
One thing you want to make sure is that you don't get any of the pith, which is the white part underneath, because it's very bitter.
And so, Annie, you had said that, which I didn't know, what grain alcohol. Okay, so I just went with good old vodka, but is grain alcohol the preferred choice?
Well, yeah, I mean, both are fine. Okay. The grain alcohol is what is authentic. That's what they use in Italy. Okay. Just pure alcohol. But vodka is absolutely fine. It probably won't sort of pack as much of a punch, but that's okay too.
Which is probably better. Okay, so for the first step, if we were to, for the one serving here, we did our 7 lemons, and then you'd pour in the alcohol.
1 liter, 1 liter of your alcohol.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm just gonna keep pouring until you stop. Although you...
Okay, so then you're just gonna cover this.
Yeah.
And as I said, store it in a cool, dark place for about a week. On day 6, You want to make your sugar syrup.
Okay.
Simple syrup.
Yep.
The only thing that is different from the simple syrup we're used to, which is equal parts water and sugar, is that we do 5 cups of water, 3 cups of sugar. Just a little less sweet. However, if you like it more sweet, then you can add more sugar to your simple syrup.
So then you dissolve the sugar in the water on the stove, get a liquid, pour it in.
Not yet. Nope, you let it sit overnight. So that needs to absolutely come to room temperature.
Okay.
The next day, you're going to strain out your lemon peels from this liquid. And that's when you add your simple sugar, and then you're ready to enjoy.
And then I see you have pretty bottles with labels.
Yes. So as I said, one of the things that we like to do is give this for gifts. So we'll have fun making labels.
You have made my day because now I've got limoncello that I'm going to gift to people this holiday. But you're going to make a little cocktail with it.
So the first thing that you're going to want to do is just rim the glass with a little.
And you've got a nice chilled martini glass.
Very chilled, yep. Everything cold or frozen for the limoncello is even better. Into our shaker, we're going to put basically 1 to 2. So we'll do about 1.5 ounces of the limoncello, 3 ounces of the Asti.
Give it a shake.
Pick it up, strain it, and then we're gonna do just a little scoop.
Ooh. And is that like a sorbet or a?
No, actually it is gelato.
Ooh.
And if you want to put a little slice of lemon on the glass. Ready?
Beautiful. That's dessert and a cocktail all in one.
That's right. Limoncello cocktail. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Annie.
Oh, that's delicious. That's delicious. That's holiday. Oh, it's so sweet. It's sunny.
I love Annie. You can tell she is the life of the party, and maybe it's her limoncello. I can't wait to gift it for the holidays. Thanks, Annie. Coming up, homemade pasta flown in from Italy. Eric Spillman is taking us to Uovo. But first, I'm making a mushroom lasagna with a rich and creamy bechamel sauce. That's coming up next. I've really been into making dishes with mushrooms lately, especially when you can disguise them in a pasta dish like my mushroom bolognese, but this time I'm gonna make a mushroom lasagna with a creamy bechamel sauce. Take a look. I just chopped up some bacon and it's in the frying pan. My poor husband does not like bacon, which is so sad. What I'm gonna make, I love lasagna. Traditional lasagna everybody's into, but I remember going to a restaurant one time and I had a white mushroom lasagna. So instead of a red sauce, it had a bechamel, and instead of meat, it had mushrooms. And so I'm gonna take a crack at it. Here's a big bowl of mushrooms, you guys. And the one tip that I've learned about mushrooms, I used to wash them in water, and what happens when you wash mushrooms in water is they just soak up water and become wet and spongy when you cook them and no flavor. So what you do is you just take a paper towel, wipe like that, done. No water gets in your mushrooms. So that helps with flavor too. I'm gonna cut these up, slices, and I've got, I think, an assortment. I've got some baby bellas and some cremini. You could do white buttons. This is gonna take a while, so bear with me. Okay, I might have gone overboard with my mushrooms. Look at that. We have a lot, but they cook down, and you know how small they get. So hopefully that'll be enough. And I'm gonna chop some onion. So I took my bacon out of the pan, but I left the bacon grease in there. And I'm gonna saute some onion, about a half an onion, going in. Okay, I'm gonna take out my onions until they're soft. You cook them until they're soft in the bacon grease. And I'm gonna put them on the same paper towel where the bacon is. And to this pan, let's add our mushrooms. And we're gonna have to cook our mushrooms in batches because there's so many. And you don't wanna crowd them in the pan because then they won't brown. While that's happening, I'm not gonna salt them yet because they say when you salt mushrooms, it pulls out the water. and you don't want them to get watery. So I'm not gonna salt the mushrooms just yet. But over here, we're gonna make our bechamel. 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna let that cook. And you want it to brown and become a dark golden blonde color. To our bechamel, it's the butter and the flour have come together. I'm now gonna grate in a clove of garlic. I have whole milk and half and half. And I'm gonna do 2 cups. Cup of half and half. Fingers crossed we make a cream sauce. Here we go. You wanna work out the lumps. All right, now we're gonna just let this bubble. And once it bubbles, it thickens. So we'll leave that for a second. Onto our mushrooms. Let's take these guys out. And as we're taking them out, let's hit them with just a pinch of salt. We're gonna have to do this in batches. So here's 1 batch. So sometimes with a bechamel, it gets too thick. No big deal. I added probably another 1/4 cup of milk just to thin it out. Now we have to flavor it. A good pinch of salt, good pinch of pepper, and I love nutmeg in a white sauce. So a pinch of nutmeg, and then some Parmesan cheese, as much as you're willing to grate, and that's done. Over here, our mushrooms, last batch. And I've added very little oil. We had the bacon grease in the beginning. By the 3rd round of mushrooms, I just put a little drizzle of olive oil. Mushrooms are done. The one last thing, once my mushrooms are all cooked, I'm just gonna add in some baby spinach and quickly wilt it down, and that'll be part of my filling too. A little bit of salt, and to that, I'm gonna zest some lemon. Now we get to assemble our lasagna. This is the most fun part. We're gonna build our lasagna. This is my pan. It really doesn't matter, it just depends how big you want your lasagna. So this is the pan that I'm gonna use. And at the bottom, I'm gonna start by putting our bechamel. We're using no-boil lasagna noodles, and I've become a big fan of that because that's just one less step when you're making lasagna, and I think I actually like them better. I'm gonna put those in, and what you can do too, if they don't fit perfectly, you just break them. I'm gonna do, this is always where I'm not sure which layer I wanna do next, but let's go ahead and do our mushroom, spinach, and onion layer. To that, let's do some Gruyere cheese, and then sprinkle in some crispy. Over that, some more bechamel. You want to make sure to get some in the corners too, because sometimes the corners get neglected. And then we do it all over again. Last touch, grated Parmesan on top of our lasagna. I have some fresh thyme. And we are done. Our lasagna is done. One last touch. Just a drizzle of olive oil so the cheese browns, that's it. Going into the oven, 350, 375 for maybe 40 minutes. You're a beauty. Where do I dig in? Let's try this corner. This is so comforting, and it is a little rich, so I think a slice and then a little salad. Perfect dinner. That mushroom lasagna is so good, and what a nice change of pace to the traditional red sauce lasagna. If you want the complete recipe, check it out on our Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. Coming up, Eric Spillman is taking us to a restaurant serving up fresh, handmade pasta flown in from Italy. That's coming up next. I don't know about you, but I'm always in the mood for a pasta dish. So Eric Spillman got the chance before the pandemic to meet one of the owners of Uovo, and they showed him how they make their homemade pastas.
Hey Jessica, I know you're a big fan of pasta. Uovo in Santa Monica has pasta literally flown in fresh from Italy. All right, Carlo, you're the owner here.
Yes.
First thing we got to get straight is, how do you pronounce the name of it? Is it Uovo or
Uovo.
And uovo means egg, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And why do you call it egg?
All our concept is based on our noodle. All our fresh pasta is made with eggs.
Eggs in Italy are different than eggs here?
Are more dark yolk and more specialized for the pasta. We realized that for making it really as the best place that we like it, we need to do in Italy.
You couldn't make it here. You couldn't make the pasta here.
We tried so hard.
Why?
to
Because
try
people here don't know how to make pasta, right?
For make the pasta by hand, you need to have an expertise on that.
And
Italy,
the experts are in Italy. You're not here. Okay, so you're making the pasta in Bologna.
Yes.
And then you put it on a plane and you're flying it here over.
Yes. This pasta is so good because the way how we make it, and also the resting time, because the pasta flying here, they rest. When we was in Italy,
Pasta needs to rest.
Rest to rest.
Really?
Rest to rest because they need to be porous. When you make a good dishes with fresh pasta, it need to be porous. Like this, the sauce stick together with the noodle and make the difference.
How is it that you learned so much about pasta?
I mean, since we are kids, we love to cook with my mom, with my brother, and everything. We was already pasta nerd, let's say that.
You're a pasta nerd.
About that, yes, we always
heard of that.
love it. And since we started this project, we was going all around Italy, and we go to the best restaurant in Italy that we like how to make some particular dishes or how to make some particular noodles. And so we take most of our recipe are inspired from them.
Carlo, before we start, as they say in Italy, salute. You know, I'm going to start with the dish that your mother made, your mama.
Yes, that's the tonarelli with clams. Tonarelli is like handmade spaghetti. Very good tonarelli with clams is made with reduction of white wine and olive oil.
That's truly outstanding. It has a little bit of a kick to it, a little spice to it, like a
have
not
a
spice.
kick of chili flakes there is in.
Oh, this is my daughter's favorite. This is a cacio e pepe. What does cacio e pepe mean?
Cacio is a cheese, pecorino, that means, and pepe is black pepper.
Right.
We use only pecorino romano DOP. There are many pecorino, but when it's DOP, doesn't mean they come from a particular region. So from Roma and Sardinia.
Now for the handmade tortellini.
This recipe is inspired from one small village close to Bologna. We make the tortellini by hand, one by hand.
Right.
It's better that you eat this with the spoon.
With the spoon, not with the fork.
You take all the cream.
In
That's
Italy,
why we do that.
people would be ashamed of me.
No. We do that because it's more creamy. You take all
Okay.
the cream. About these dishes was crazy. Like we make literally one by hand. It's super labor intense and everything.
It takes a long time.
But the texture is different. The ripieno, so what is inside the tortellini, can be so super fresh when you make it by hand. When you use the machine, you cannot.
And no two tortellini look exactly alike. How have we lived so long in this country? We really didn't know what decent pasta was. I mean,
we like just to bring
pasta out of a can for our whole life, and now we got the. I think you're onto something here.
Thank you. Salute again.
Salute. Why not? Keep going. Thank you.
Eric, those pasta dishes all looked so amazing. And Uovo also has a location in Mid-Wilshire. One last Italian-inspired recipe before we go. Levi and I made calzones for the very first time. Levi, you know what I've never made before? A calzone. Do you know what a calzone is?
I know what a calzone is.
What's a calzone?
It's a kind of pizza.
You're right, it's kind of like a folded over pizza.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut this in half to make it a little more manageable and see how big it is. Flour, would you like some flour?
Yeah.
Okay, can you lift it up for me? Let's roll it out. Right, let me see how this goes. Remember that time we threw the pizza dough up in the air, Levi?
Yeah.
Do you think that's helping?
That's not helping.
I think the best thing to do would maybe be, is that gonna be a big enough calzone? Trace around there. Okay, we got one. Let me put a little olive oil down just in case. I don't want it to stick to my waxy paper. We have one for you and one for me. Daddy's out of luck. And I'm gonna get working on our calzone filling. So, ricotta cheese is yummy, and that's gonna be the base of our filling. I'm gonna add an egg yolk. And that's going to just help stabilize the ricotta. Pinch of salt, some oregano, some Parmesan cheese in there. I have a little pesto. I have homemade pesto, usually in the fridge. Pesto going down. Our flavored ricotta. The whole thing is you probably don't want to overfill it because then you might have a huge mess on your hands, right? Pepperoni or sauce. You know, it'd be great if you cooked up some sausage or mozzarella cheese on top. Levi loves black olives. So let's do a couple black olives in there. Let me close up our calzones. Oh, look, excellent. So now I think I'm gonna just do a little roll around so that everything sticks together. Okay, our calzones are done. I actually think they look pretty cute. What do you think?
I like it.
They look cute, right? And I think I might just sprinkle a little bit of oregano on there. Mama's gonna get these in the oven, hot oven, 450. We'll check them after 30 minutes. Levi, our calzones are done. Look at these. Don't those look good?
Can't wait to eat it.
We've got some tomato sauce. Yes! Levi, you wanna cut one open and see what it looks like? Okay.
Smoking.
Oh yeah. You see our pepperoni, the ricotta, the pesto, the olives. Well, I'm gonna enjoy because it's delish. Mmm, it's yummy. Tell me what the zombie thinks.
Yum, 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 yum.
Good? Zombie approved. Okay, maybe you have to wait a little bit after you take them out of the oven, but once they cooled off, they were really good. Thank you guys for being with us, and we'll see you next week. I'm not good at multitasking. 2 pots at once is too much. And I've royally burnt my pan, but I think an SOS pad will be my best friend later. I'm making a massive mess in the kitchen today.